Hey everyone, it's Miguel here. I want to thank you for joining me in my channel where I talk about leadership and leadership qualities to help you develop and grow. I want to encourage that if you're into that type of content, so please consider subscribing to our channel and hit the notification bell so that you can be notified every time a new video goes up, which by the way is every Tuesday and Friday. Now we've been doing a 10-part series titled 10 Qualities of a Great Leader. I want to encourage you to stick tuned as today we're talking about servitude. Hey, thanks again for joining me here. Today we're talking about servitude. How many times have you met a leader that is self-serving? That is, that the only thing they care about is themselves, their agenda, their desire, their plans. Now, I'm not talking about the agenda to progress the organization, the group, the mission statement. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about leaders that are self-serving, only thinking about themselves and what they can gain from the relationship that you may be part of or from the group that surrounds them. And they only think about that. How can they grow? How can they have the leg up? How can they advance their own personal goals? The fact of the matter is that a great leader should not be this way. In fact, a great leader is distinguished by having a specific plan that would advance everyone towards the mission, everyone towards the goal, everyone towards what the desired outcome is. As you know, I make a difference on what is a good leader and a great leader. A great leader, well, is again that individual that understands the mission, understands the goal, understands the people that surround them, and they bring these two parts together. It's a facilitator. It's that person that brings it all together. If you're a fan of Oreos, then you know that in the middle of that Oreo you got that creamy part. That's the leader right there. Bring that. The bottom line is this: we cannot forget as great leaders. We cannot forget, as people who want to develop and grow in leadership, we cannot forget that we are at the disposal of serving. We need to serve, number one, the mission. And if we are focusing on that, on serving the mission, on progressing the mission statement, this is why it's crucial. It's important for an organization, a group, a team that comes together, a collective, to have a vision statement, to have a mission statement. That one part, that one fabric that unites everyone in that particular group, in that particular organization, is understanding the mission statement. And if we all understand the mission statement and we move towards that and we are serving that mission statement, then we will then, number two, serve the people that benefit from this, the people who are receiving the product, the service, etc. Right? We're then serving them to the best of our ability. Why? Because that mission statement is being met, the service to those people are being met, and then the great leader takes it that extra step and serves those in their group and doesn't forget that. This is why, again, it's so important that the great leader has servitude, that the leader who wants to be great doesn't forget that they are in service to the mission, in service to those who benefit from the product, service, etc., but also in service to their group, to those people that have said, you know what, I buy into the mission, I buy into what we're doing here and what we're trying to accomplish. If people aren't buying in, that we need to do an analysis as a leader and say, okay, am I communicating this message of what the mission statement is properly? In fact, I would challenge you, don't communicate, connect. That's right, don't communicate, connect. Oftentimes, and I ask you, have you ever been in the position where people are talking to you and not with you? You know, they're giving you all this information, but they're just talking to you. They're not at all focusing on how you take in this message. They're not at all focusing on where you are, where you could be. They're not even taking any of these things into consideration. And when we talk about being able to connect, as opposed to simply communicate, as opposed to simply provide information, let's connect with people. Let's have a common understanding. Hey, here is where we are, but here's the mission. Here's the goal. The great leader doesn't have a hidden agenda, but rather they're in servitude. They're in service to the mission. They're in service to those who are receiving the product or service. And they're also in service to the team that surrounds them. Because if this team isn't around me, if I'm not surrounded with people that nourish the vision, the mission, it's going to be hard for me on an island all by myself to make this a reality. I would encourage you, leader, I would encourage you, you who are developing and growing in leadership, don't forget that you ought to be in servitude, in service to the mission, in service to those who benefit of the product or service that you are providing, and you are at service to those who surround you.